attention to detail, as thorough as ever in Bavaria. I'm very proud of this tournament, Bayern Munich, and the interest it attracts, and by staging it in this state of the calendar, it becomes that little bit more important. Trophy, of course, on offer as well. It's just 10 days before it begins for real, remember, in the Bundesliga, when Bayern begin the defense of their league trophy here in the Allianz Arena against Borussia Mönchengladbach. So tonight and tomorrow, the last real chance to try and nudge Pep Guardiola in the right direction. They all want to be part of that. They have a first-round German Cup game 4 days before that against lower league opposition, but that's the date they've really got all their eyes set on as they build up the fitness and sharpness. We should point out that Sao Paulo have flown to Europe 11 games into their domestic season in Brazil. And they have a new manager as well. A reminder that Neuer and Ribéry are back for Bayern, and the adjustments positionally that Guardiola's having a look at tonight. Javi Martinez in the back four, Philipp Lahm in midfield, and Claudio Pizarro leading the line, with Mandzukic amongst the substitutes. They did hope for most of the summer, of course, that Lewandowski of Dortmund would be in that position. Still look as though, having let Mario Gomez go, there is room for another centre forward in this impressive looking roster. Dennis Aitekin is the man in the middle. Rogério Ceni is the goalkeeper and captain of Sao Paulo, meeting Philipp Lahm, a man who's only ever played for Sao Paulo, the 40-year-old goalkeeper. And as I mentioned, some stellar names missing from their squad that have come to Europe, the likes of Denilson, formerly of Arsenal, Luis Fabiano of Sevilla, and Lucio, a former Bundesliga winner with Bayern, who also played for Bayer Leverkusen. So some of their younger players get an opportunity, but Wellington is the most talked about at the moment. Jadson too, who is part of Brazil's Confederation Cup squad in the summer. He will play just behind the front two of Osvaldo and Aloisio. So his first real test was the Super Cup against Dortmund. A few eyebrows raised in Pep Guardiola's defeat then. He will watch on with interest to see the changes in personnel and indeed tactics. What transpires now against the 6 times champions of Brazil. We've been talking in the build-up to this tournament how proud they are to be here and represent South America. Might be a welcome break from the league because they're having a torrid time in Brazil, Sao Paulo. But it is Bayern, the treble winners, who get us underway in this second match of the Audi Cup in the Allianz Arena. 8 goals in the first half of the first one. 5 of them to Manchester City and 3 to Milan. And Bayern, still smarting from that Super Cup defeat to Dortmund, will want to start on the front foot.
They certainly will. They're going to dominate possession. Doesn't look as though Sao Paulo are going to press too high up the field when the ball's in the back areas with Dante and Martinez. Schweinsteiger, as we know, is playing as the holding midfield player, which will allow Lahm and Kroos to play that little bit further forward. It's interesting to see who has the biggest impact on the game, Ribéry or Robben. For me, Robben's the better player when he's on form.
This is Javi Martinez, ready to start his second season in Germany. Kept in by Ribéry. Lucio winning it back for Sao Paulo. This is Reinaldo, the young left back. It's too strong for Rodrigo Chao.
He's playing in midfield, Rodrigo Chao, just trying to make that forward run. Jadson, as you quite rightly says, playing behind the 2 main strikers, but the 2 main strikers are going to be playing quite wide. You see the number 17, Osvaldo, almost coming out to a left-sided position. On the other side, Aloisio is going out to a right-sided position to stop the fullbacks of Bayern Munich coming forward.
Robin with the throw to Lahm. No way through for Osvaldo. Kanté, who didn't start the Super Cup defeat to Dortmund. Neither did this man Schweinsteiger. He wasn't fit enough. He was a late substitute in that game. Such a key component for Bayern. Bastian Schweinsteiger, who's won 6 league titles now. Ribery with the interception. Alaba. A roar of expectation when Ribery gets the ball, and he's gone for the return here from Alaba. What a decent cross as well. Sherio Ceni in the Sao Paulo goal was a little undecided to begin with.
Yeah, good play from Ribery. Lovely little 1-2. Crossing it early. Doesn't often cross the ball early. Usually likes to cut it back, try and beat the defender. And Robin just got in a bit too early at the far post. It's a strange formation that Sao Paulo are playing, but they did have a chance when Fabrizio got on the ball. The wide player on that far side, Aloisio, made a diagonal run. They were looking to play him in against a very high and flat Bayern back four.
There's a shot of their coach, Paulo Autori, who's in charge for a second spell of Sao Paulo, the 56-year-old. He's only been in the job 21 days, having recently left Vasco da Gama and won the Copa Libertadores and the World Club Cup in his first spell back in 2005. He's also led Botafogo to the Brazilian title. Controversial, his return back in Sao Paulo. He said on his return he's not come back to be loved but to be a champion. But as I mentioned, 11 games played, they've won only 2 and lost 6. At home. So a trip to Munich might be a welcome distraction.
We will go back a stronger side. Well, I don't think they can go back any weaker than they have been in their league at the moment. Interesting to see that Wellington, the player that you talked about, the next big thing coming out of Brazil, is playing as the holding midfield player.
He did an interview a couple of days ago with all the clubs in Europe being linked with him, saying, I only want to join Inter. It's Neuer, who's, as we know, very capable, playing out of his area, doing so again. Lahm trying to keep things moving to one of the Bayern Brazilians, Rafinha. And his cross deflected off Reinaldo for a Bayern corner.
He'd expect Guardiola to like his fullbacks to get high up the field to get crosses in. With 2 wide players in front, it's not always easy. Ribery likes to give width. Robin will go infield at times.
Robin takes the corner. It was Wellington who made a mess of the clearance. It's come out only as far as Rafinha. And the Austrian international Alaba. Space for Ribery. Up against Douglas. And flying past Douglas. And still going Ribery.
Well, I said who would have the bigger impact. I thought it might be Robin, but at the moment, Ribery. One cross, a lovely little 1-2. They're running past a couple of defenders. Attacks the outside, then goes inside the defender. Douglas beats Wellington for pace. Just overruns the ball.
Got into double figures in the Bundesliga last year, Frank Ribery. 10 goals in his 27 league games. Beginning his 7th season now in Bavaria. In Bayern colours. 2 doubles and a treble in that time. Kroos into Rafinha. Lahm is in an advanced position. Rafina once more. Didn't reach Pizarro. Janssen.
He's probably the most improved player last year, wasn't he? Alaba had a great season. Bayern Munich. Too much was talked about him at the start of the season.
Here's Ribery again down that left. He overhit that one though.
I think he tried to hit it in at pace. He wanted it lower along the ground for the centre forward. Pizarro had made his run.
Still does seem a little strange to see Pep Guardiola in that technical area. He's 5 hours a day learning German since January is certainly paying off. Listening to in the native language. Puts you and I to shame anyway.
Speak for yourself. I speak 3 different languages.
We'll ask what they are.
You won't get an answer.
Dante. Space for Ribery again. Alaba on the overlap, cut out by Douglas. Wellington. So many Sao Paulo players deep back inside their own half.
Here's the pressing game that we saw at Barcelona. Bayern trying to press the ball on that occasion.
Kroos. Quickly into Lahm. Pizarro. Just went up a little bit too much time. The Peruvian. That looked handball by Aloisio. There was no whistle and he drove it straight at Neuer. Decent try from the 25-year-old.
Just coming over to the left-hand side. Aloisio. Can he control it with his hand? He goes past the first challenge a little bit too easily. Good strike with his right foot. They are going to have to shoot from distance. There hasn't been too many players in support of him there. Aloisio. With him and Osvaldo playing in sort of semi-wide positions. He's got a problem, has he? Neuer
just appeared to hit the end of his finger first of all there, didn't it?
Oh, it looks like he's wanting to come off already. Just didn't make the right sort of contact as he was saving the ball. Is he going to get a strap in or is he going off?
Looks as though the strapping is going to be required.
Technical strapping, doesn't it? There's the centre half, Miranda. I think he's taken a slight knock as well. Just feeling his thigh.
Neuer strapped up and safely back in the action, beginning his 3rd season. Pablo Miranda already heavily with that cast on his left arm. Alaba. There's a change already for Sao Paulo. Edson Silva, who's a centre half, presumably is going to replace Pablo Miranda.
Yeah, he's feeling his thigh. Oh, Neuer was getting that little bit of treatment. Made a signal to the bench that he wasn't particularly happy.
Ribery. It's broken to Robert. Cleverly done. He's looking for Ribery. It's still alive with Robin. Rafina. Every single Sao Paulo player deep inside their own half. Ribery. Robin has 3 in the penalty area waiting. Back to Ribery. No space for the shot. Then Schweinsteiger tried one. Saved in the end by Wellington, only as far as Javi Martinez.
First time we've seen Ribery drift into a different position. He created a 2v1 with Robin against the fullback, Reinaldo.
Came off the head of Douglas. It's a Bayern corner.
Here comes the change.
And indeed it is. Paulo Miranda, who departs just 12 minutes into the game. Disappointment for the 24-year-old in his second season with Sao Paulo. So the 27-year-old Edson Silva also in the middle of his second campaign. And it's going to be his replacement.
Hopefully it's not a bad strain or pull. Just a precaution here. Well, Brazilian football should be on a high, shouldn't it, after that Confederations Cup win against Spain?
That's Pizarro who got his head to it, just couldn't direct it on target. Get up above Wellington.
Well, that's the first thing we've seen from Pizarro that's been sort of use. He's given the ball away cheaply on a couple of occasions. He's a goal scorer. Doesn't link up the play particularly well. Hasn't got great pace. He's got awareness around the box, and he's a good header of the ball.
Well, as I say, he really is a bit part squad player at Bayern, not backup centre forward. You sense there is a gap there if they could do that. Obviously Lewandowski's the one they wanted. Lewandowski's had his say publicly today, this frustration that Dortmund wouldn't let him go. That's the one piece in Guardiola's jigsaw you sense is still to be put in place.
Absolutely. And Zukic is a good player, but they need more than one centre forward. Pizarro, when he plays, he will finish off moves, but he's not going to create things himself. He's not going to link up the play.
Here's Robin. Fouled by Wellington. Free kick to Bayern.
He's trying to tee up the shot, Robin. Try and play into a front player. That's him. And Wellington just coming out, nudging him off the ball.
Alaba, Robin and Schweinsteiger. And it is to be Robin, and it needed the 40-year-old Rogerio Ceni in the Sao Paulo goal to get down to his right-hand side, and then clears second time with his foot.
A decent effort from Robin. Too adventurous at the moment from Sao Paulo. Here's the free kick. He's always missing that far post. He didn't need to make the save, did he, Ceni? Not sure he was too pleased when the ball got played back to him from about 3 yards away, with two players bearing down on him.
It's almost like a game of attackers against defenders at training at the moment. All the football being played inside the Sao Paulo half. Reinaldo. Foul by Javi Martinez.
Can't really win that ball, Martinez. He played down the line, he came out there. No real change in the way Bayern Munich are playing from what we saw last year. Guardiola being very aware of changing things too quickly. It'll take him a year or two just to get his philosophy across. Don't want to change a team that's just won the treble too much.
Just interesting to see Javi Martinez playing there tonight under Guardiola, because obviously they shipped the 4 goals cheaply against Dortmund in the Super Cup. Boateng and Van Boyten, who's 34, were the centre-halves that night. Certainly not something you associate with Bayern. They only conceded 18 league goals last season, 21 the season before that, and 18 in Neuer's first season. Maybe he's seen that as central defence's potential area of weakness.
But he also, Guardiola, likes his, and we saw it at Barcelona, he likes his centre-backs to be footballers as well. And Martinez will step out from the back, he will hit those big diagonals, he already hit one out to Ribery. So he play people like Mascherano at centre-half.
Joyce. Lahm in midfield tonight, the Bayern skipper. Schweinsteiger. Javi Martinez looking for the early ball towards Ribery, very nearly finding him too.
What a great pass it was. There's that switch of play from Schweinsteiger into the centre-half. Martinez rolling it into Ribery. A better touch and Ribery would have been in here. It's inside the fullback. He miscontrols it rather than anything else.
Ribery takes a corner short to Robin. Ribery once more. So many waiting for the cross. Flashed off the legs of Fabrizio. Another Bayern corner.
People used to say that Robin and Ribery didn't get on and they couldn't play with each other, but already we've seen them combine on 3 or 4 occasions now.
Looking for the touch there from Lahm. It's come all the way through to Schweinsteiger. Important hand from Ceni in the Sao Paulo goal. And away from Reinaldo.
He could be a busy man this evening.
Ribery. Reinaldo with the interception. Another important one as far as Sao Paulo are concerned. They were 4th in the Brazilian league last season. They're already more than 10 points behind the leaders, Botafogo. 11 games into this one. He came here as the Barcelona coach in this tournament in 2011 and won it. Ironically, both goals in the final that night for Barcelona scored by Thiago. Nani's worked so hard to bring to Bayern now under his stewardship. He's amongst the substitutes this evening, having started the Super Cup final defeat to Dortmund in the absence of Schweinsteiger.
The trouble is when you haven't got a centre forward who's going to link up the play, you're going to have to play a lot of balls wide and have to a slow build up.
Ribery again effortlessly around Fabrizio, who got back in the nick of time to concede another corner.
It looks like he was struggling for pace there, Fabrizio. Tries to lean across Ribery. Ribery beats him far too easy, just gets back in the end and gets his toe on the ball.
Yet another Bayern corner. Robin with the volleyed attempt from Ribery's corner.
Yeah, they run everybody into the 6-yard box, allowing Robin that little bit of space on the edge of the box. Sao Paulo didn't have anybody on the edge of the box. Great technique. Just can't quite get it on target. Your heads.
Ronaldo's throw. Looking for Osvaldo. Having Martinez comfortably across. And the substitute Edson Silva with the header in ahead of Pizarro.
If they don't get Lewandowski, who else is there for them to get? That's the big problem for Guardiola.
Having let Mario Gomez go, as I say, if anything happens to Mandzukic, they do look a little light, don't they, in that position?
Against the weaker teams in the Bundesliga, I don't think it'd be a problem, but when they play in the Champions League, if Pizarro is playing up front for them, it's certainly a weakness.
Rafinha's gone for the return from Robin. Can he get this across? He can. And put behind by Edson Silva. It's relentless Bayern pressure.
Certainly is. Pizarro was trying to get in behind Silva. Silva defending it well at that near post area. Everything coming through the wide positions for Bayern Munich at the moment.
In from Robin. Czerny got both hands to it, driven back in by Lahm. Caught that sweetly too. Lahm. Here's Robin. And again, it was Edson Silva, the substitute, in the way.
He's had a good game since he's been on. Edson Silva. Yeah, Robin cutting inside as he so often does. He's trying to bend that into the far corner. Silva got in the way.
Can they conjure anything up from this one? Into Sao Paulo, but he's back again. Schweinsteiger's touch. Ribéry. Straight at Czerny.
Great technique from everybody concerned there. Delivery out to the back post. Schweinsteiger chesting it down for Ribéry, just cutting across it. Unfortunately for him, it goes straight to the goalkeeper, Czerny. See nothing really from Sao Paulo when they're in possession. Well, they haven't really been in possession, have they, since the game started?
Wellington just had a little tug at Kroos's shirt. The referee waved play on. And here's Robin with Rafinha on the overlap. The Brazilians across, couldn't find Pizarro. It's Robin and then Lahm.
Well, the angle of running from the fullback was excellent, Rafinha. Once Robin plays in the ball, there's no way back for Ronaldo. Strike always going wide. Does he look comfortable in central midfield? I'm not sure he's going to be his very best there. I think he's one of the best fullbacks in Europe, in world football. Why you wouldn't want to continue playing him there? Maybe it's just a little test that Guardiola's.
The offside flag up there against Osvaldo of Sao Paulo. Wasn't really looking along the line, was he?
He's gone to sleep. So had the back four for Bayern Munich. Martinez letting it go past him.
Here's Ribéry. Running repairs for Osvaldo. As mentioned, Luis Fabiano, who's 32 now. He's back at Sao Paulo after 6 years at Sevilla. He's injured. New signing Silvinho is amongst the substitutes. And Danielson, who started at Sao Paulo and had his 5 years at Arsenal, is back at Sao Paulo, is also missing through injury. And the current Brazilian international Ganzo amongst the substitutes. Osvaldo will get to this one, and he's onside. Didn't really do much with it, though.
He's got the most threatening, though, hasn't he? Osvaldo, a couple of times diagonal balls being played in. He's got on the end of it. It's been their only threat up to this point. No combination play in midfield. It's only run with the ball at pace. Jansen's hardly been involved.
It's cut out by Douglas. Aloisio checked his run, thinking the flag was going up. It didn't arrive. Calmly dealt with by Neuer.
I don't think he was offside either. Steiger and Dante both put their arms up, but I think Martinez was playing them onside.
Rafinha. Robin. Aloisio trying to make the run. Jansen. It's a rare moment of extended possession in the Bayern half for Sao Paulo. Little touch from Osvaldo. Suddenly Rodrigo Chao was free for a split second in that central area.
Well, that was much better, wasn't it, from Sao Paulo? 1 and 2 touch football, ball round the corner, good rotation in midfield. Chao trying to get forward. You can see why they are doing so poorly in Brazil at the moment. They seem to be lacking a lot of confidence.
Rafinha. Pizarro. Tried to find Cruyff. Douglas relieved to be able to clear for Sao Paulo. Schweinsteiger won it back. Here he is again as we approach the half-an-hour mark. And the treble winners still being held by Sao Paulo. Ian Robin. Couldn't find Lam.
Schweinsteiger trying to press the ball again. Certainly isn't the same intensity about their pressing as there was when Barcelona were doing so well under Guardiola. Something I'm sure he will get them to do over a period of time. Barcelona, not just one player went, the whole team went.
Robin. Had a look up for options. Went square to Lam instead. Rafinha. Seen plenty of the ball down this right-hand side. Ribery's popping up now, trying to help out. Managed to get it across. Couldn't find Rafinha. Robin. That's come through to Ian Robin. Straight at Chenny.
Well, the ball was lucky to get to him in the first place. Then he tries to toe poke it past the goalkeeper. Couldn't have a big backswing at it. Chenny in the right place. Ends up playing it between the legs of the defender. Quite sure he meant to do that.
Cleverly done by Jansen. And this is Douglas for Sao Paulo. Wellington was the one waiting. Dante with the header clear. First corner of the game for the Brazilian Sao Paulo.
And now we're seeing once they do get good possession, they have got some invention. They are quite creative. Wellington it was who tried to get into the box. He'd set up the play, went wide, made his run from the holding midfielder's position.
So little Jansen, only 5'6" of him, takes the corner, it goes short. Fabrizio, now it's into that penalty area, headed away comfortably by Dante. Now a chance for Robin to break. Only really Ribery up with him. He went alone, Iron Robin. Fouled by Wellington. Free kick to Bayern.
Well, Wellington found himself in the centre-half position there. Robin driving away from the other players. I actually think Wellington's a bit unlucky here. He reads exactly where Robin's going to go. He matched him for pace and strength. Robin went down. Interesting to see that again, but on first viewing, steps across. I think he just shows good body strength there. Now he's a man under pressure. I mean, got a booking in the 33rd minute.
Trying to showcase his talents in Europe, where he thinks he will be playing next season. The 22-year-old. But the 40-year-old, Rocio Ceni in goal, is organising the wall. Schweinsteiger, Robin and Alaba all behind this. Robin's had one effort, of course, from a similar range. Whose turn is it next time? Schweinsteiger's straight at the wall. Now Dante. Highly ambitious even for a pre-season tournament.
Well, Alaba keeps lining himself up for them, but he's got an excellent left foot, hits it with power. Maybe that'll be the next option.
He's next in line of the seniority trio, I think. Robin pulls rank, then Schweinsteiger, then 21-year-old David Alaba. We just sensed at the beginning it was almost as if Sao Paulo were paying Bayern too much respect, Stuart.
Absolutely right. Fearful of the game almost.
Cruyff. Alaba trying to take it in his stride on the chest. And then cleared by Rafael Toloi.
Great movement from Bayern. Ribery coming infield, taking the fullback in there. Alaba trying to get forward. Better passing had been in behind the wide player. Aloisio.
Sao Paulo are without a win in their last 11 games domestically in all competitions. So the fear of playing the treble winners at the beginning may be understandable. They certainly showed that fear. Slowly but surely getting themselves into this match. Edson Silva. Rafael Toloi, the Brazilian under-20 international. Lam. Just wanted a little bit too much time on the ball there. Rodrigo Chao to Osvaldo. He's looked the most likely for Sao Paulo.
He's playing in this sort of, you'd almost call it an inside left position, wouldn't you? He's not playing as a centre forward, he's not playing as a winger. He's just trying to make those little diagonal runs.
Robin. Directly against Reinaldo. Cruyff. Now Ribery. So many white shirts in front of them. Lam. Ribery trying his luck on the right. This is Rafinha. Was a teasing delivery from Ribery.
Maybe a little bit more at the back post there. He was up against a very small fullback in Douglas. Almost gave up on it at one point. Good delivery from Ribery. They've just swapped sides, Robin and Ribery. Started with Robin running across the field, trying to play a little 1-2. It's a natural rotation. A player that we haven't seen too much of is this man here, Kroos. he's in with, well, it certainly wasn't handball. It could have been, the free kick should have been given the other way, shouldn't it?
Yeah, he's the one with Lahm and Schweinsteiger playing in there that has a little more license tonight than perhaps he normally does or has traditionally had to join in. Pizarro. Here is Cruz. Ribery leaves it. Lahm. Pizarro! Somehow kept out by Rafael Toloi.
Well, it's a great block on the line. Brilliant cutback. That's what Pizarro does so well. Just hangs out. He sees where the centre-halves are going back towards their 6-yard box. And he did most things right there. Kept it down, side foot, past the goalkeeper. Toloi taking himself back on the line. Here is again, 2v1 against the fullback. There's the cutback. Does really well, the centre-half.
That was the moment where Bayern thought they had broken the deadlock in this second match of the Audi Cup. In case you're just switching on, reminder Manchester City beat Milan 5-3 in the first match, all 8 goals coming in the first half. Manchester City await the winners of this match in tomorrow's final.
Doesn't quite tell the full picture of the game, does it? Manchester City 5-0 up after about half an hour.
No such goal fest in this one as yet. Sao Paulo almost started with damage limitation in mind. Here's Ribery. Alaba free to his left. He's trying to feed him. He's found him. And they still can't find a way through.
What a great pass from Franck Ribery. Played it inside the fullback. He's always looking for Alaba, making that bursting run forward. He was getting the timing right, getting the angle of the pass. You see, as soon as the fullback just stops his run, when he plays it in behind him. Good save from Jenny again.
Bayern corner again. Delivered by Ribery. Still they can't find that touch. Sao Paulo just about to survive. And again from the Frenchman. Robin. Couldn't find a way past Ronaldo.
Just thought he was going to take it on the volley there, as he did with that set play a little bit earlier. Robin decided to try and take it past the defender. I always think he's a wonderful player to watch. He's in full flow, Arjen Robben.
Well, plenty in the German media that thought back in January when Guardiola was announced as the new coach from this summer that Robben's days in Bavaria were numbered.
Because they thought that Guardiola wouldn't like his style of play. Yeah, there's every possibility, but he's playing with 2 wide players here. They have such an influence on this Bayern side over the last few years. There is that chance. Almost side foots it towards the goalkeeper. Could he have lifted it over him? Maybe so. When you look at the Barcelona side that Guardiola did so well with at times, they had 2 wide players.
Here's Robin. Another save from Czerny. And Edson Silva manages to clear for Sao Paulo.
Great movement again. Does everything right. Arjen Robben hitting it across the goalkeeper low. Czerny just adjusts his feet, gets his bottom hand to it and pushes it away from danger. Pizarro didn't quite have the pace to be the substitute to the ball. Edson Silva.
Osvaldo. Brilliant cross. Dante first to it. Sao Paulo corner.
Good header from Dante. Just had to step across. There isn't too much height in the box for Sao Paulo. It's midfield runners that are coming in. All his 4 players is usually Jadson. He's not going to win too many balls in the air.
He's waiting for this short corner. In fact, he's going to deliver the corner. The 29-year-old who had 7 years at Shakhtar Donetsk in Europe. His second season back with Sao Paulo. Here's his corner. Well watched by Neuer.
He's in and out of that shack to the next side, wasn't he? Times need to be a really good player.
That's a great ball from Alaba. First take from Robin, goes for the chip. Couldn't quite execute it.
Well, how many times do you see that when players go for the chip, they just overhit it. Great first touch, and I thought he'd take it with the inside of his right. He takes it with the outside of his left. He's got the right angle to loft it over the goalkeeper. Just gets too much on it. It's far too easy for Bayern Munich to hit those big diagonals out to their wide players.
This is Douglas. Movement from Aloisio. Didn't find him though. Javi Martinez trying to set something moving with Ribéry. Pizarro trying to keep up with him. Wellington across to Ribéry.
Does quite well, Wellington, when he's in those. Whenever the fullbacks go forward, he's playing as the holding midfield player, and he's got back into good areas. He's actually beaten there. Ribéry can't get a decent cross in, but his positional play's been excellent, Wellington. Looks hungry to show people what he can do. Not much chance of getting in the Brazilian side at the moment with Paulinho, the star man, and Gustavo. Of course, here at Bayern Munich.
Here again, many feel that could be surplus requirements following the arrival of Thiago. In today with Paris Saint-Germain. Luis Gustavo well aware that in World Cup year he needs to be playing regularly.
He plays that role, he played the role in the Confederations Cup very much as the holding midfield player, stepped in back in between his two centre-halves.
Space for another Brazilian now, Rafinha. Effortlessly round Rodrigo Chao. Ribéry. Plenty of power, but not direction on that occasion.
Again, just hanging outside the box, Rafinha. Just lifting it to the far post. As you said, goes past his man far too easily here, Chao. Picks out the right pass. Ribéry getting it on the outside of his foot rather than his laces. Yeah. Luis Gustavo reminds me very much of Gilberto Silva, the same role that he played when Scolari won the World Cup in 2002.
Rodrigo Ceni, tonight's goalkeeper, was in that squad. And he's been a busy man, keeping it at 0-0 so far in this second match of this Audi Cup. And the first half comes to an end in the Allianz Arena. And it is goalless, the treble winners Bayern being held by Sao Paulo. Arjen Robben has come close on a couple of occasions. Alaba denied as well. It has all been Bayern. This, of course, their penultimate match before the Bundesliga kicks in 10 days' time. But as yet, they haven't been able to find a way through past the Brazilian goalkeeper and the defence in front of him. At half-time, it is Bayern Munich 0, Sao Paulo 0.
ESPN's pre-season coverage is brought to you by BT Sports.
It's Destination Kansas City as the elite of US club football line up for the 2013 MLS All-Star Game.